Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. And yes, I am scrapbooking more Haunted Mansion photos. And no, I don't care that I'm going to have about 38 layouts in the album. These are the only two photos I have left, so I figured I might as well scrapbook them, right? Right. So I have pulled out a bunch of things, some cardstock, a scrap of paper. This is my size scrap, guys. Some gemstones, some old Cosmo Cricut chipboard, some papers, washi tape and ink, and a stencil. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, just a little confession time here. When I was creating this layout, I did not realize that it was the end of Follow a Sketch February. So this is the last video in the Follow a Sketch February series for 2021. Of course, it will be back in 2022. But if sketchy videos are your thing, never fear, because Christie's 30 Days of Sketches start tomorrow, and I will be having a video every single day through that, and then I'm going to keep on going for my 100 sketchy videos, and that'll go through May 10th. So lots of sketchy videos. Now this is the Iron Gate stencil from Scrapping Reflections, and I never cleaned it off from the last time I used it, so that's why there's kind of like blue and purple and green all over it. But I grab my blender brush from Pink and Maine and some ink from Close to My Heart, and basically I'm just inking right over top of it. So if there's an ever so slight tiny amount of blue or purple in with my green, I'm not sweating it. I'm just not. Now, don't be like me and not clean off your stencils because, you know, oops. Now, I do have to say, usually if it's just ink, I don't always clean them off. Just, you know, fun fact, I just don't. But if it is using glitter glaze or velveteen glaze or any kind of paint or mixed media stuff like that, I do wash them off because I don't want it to gunk up my layout and layer up and get thick on there. Ink is something that's going to just wash off or wipe off, or you just keep on using it and don't ever wipe it off like I did with this stencil, and it works out just fine. But, you know, if you want to take perfect care of your stencils, you should clean them off and dry them off immediately. And like I said, I just don't do that. So I am trimming down this stenciled white cardstock off on the side over here, because this stenciled bit is going to be that green part represented in the sketch. So I have this polka dotted background paper that came from Paper House, and it's got some ghosties on the other side. They would be really cute to fussy cut or just use on as a paper as well. I am going to mat my stenciled white cardstock on some black cardstock, just because I think it needs that contrast, and not necessarily because it calls for it in the sketch. I just think it needs the contrast because I'm putting green on green. Even though there is white, it's still a very green on green feel, and you need that barrier. You need that break. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. And then instead of another piece of pattern paper for that long strip that goes from the top of the page down to the bottom, I'm actually going to use some washi tape. Now, this washi tape is, I don't even know how many years old. I guess I decided to do this part instead of the washi tape first. So let's talk about this one. So this is a purple floral paper, and I still have the scrap sitting here. So it is from Stargazer. It has lemons on the other side of it, which is kind of crazy. Not using the lemons whatsoever, but it does have this purple kind of floral on it. And I figured that this would go great since this is the outside of the Haunted Mansion that you're looking at. And you see a bunch of greenery. So here's that washi tape, and like I said, it's older than I can remember. I'm pretty sure it's a Recollections washi tape, and I'm playing with it right now, and it pulls off really great. It hasn't dried up or anything like that. It is kind of translucent with the white bits, but I decided to go ahead and put that on some black cardstock. Now this black cardstock is like a dotted Swiss cardstock, so it also has a little bit of texture underneath of kind of this Baroque feeling. And if that's the complete wrong era, era, I'm sorry, but it just feels Baroque to me. I don't even know if Baroque is a word. I'm probably adding, making stuff up, but that's fine. We make stuff up all the time. It's all good. So, I mean, that's what we're doing all the time. We're making up stuff with the layouts, right? Right. So I thought I was going to go ahead and add a little bit more definition with this floral bit down at the bottom, but I really didn't like it. I just straight up didn't like it. Now I am going to figure out how I want my photos and which way I want them to go. And I kind of feel like because my strip here with the washi tape is so much thinner, I kind of have to adjust my photos because I feel like there is this weird gap between the photo that is here on the left and my washi tape, and I don't like that weird gap. When I switched the photos around, it just felt like I was covering up parts that I didn't want to cover up in the photo. So I decided to grab this black and white striped paper, and I'm going to split it in half and spread it across the page to make it work, because I don't have a piece of black and white striped paper that was long enough. Now, a tip I have for this, if you're spreading your papers across the page and your joins are all going to be hidden beneath other things, don't cut your paper straight. Like, cut it on a diagonal or a wave or something so that you can tell the difference between the straight edge and the edge that it's going to be covered up. Now, it might not matter so much for this kind of pattern paper, but sometimes it just looks funky if you accidentally flip around your papers, or at least it does for me. You might never accidentally flip around your papers, but that's a real thing for me. So now I've got that bold stripe, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I need to bring in some of this circular element somehow. It's very square, very, linear, and I need to add in that little bit, just that little extra bit somehow. So I grab a black doily from my stash, and I'm not going to put it underneath of the paper like it shows on the sketch. I'm just going to put it underneath of the photo. I think it looks better that way. With the kind of changes to the sketch I've made, it just looks better that way. I pull out these rhinestones, and these are from Eyelet Outlet and Brad's. And I just go ahead and use one straight across the bottom of the floral. And that kind of gives me that definition I was hoping to have by layering up with the cardstock when we didn't like the cardstock whatsoever. So now I've got that, and I'm just going through this Cosmo Cricut chipboard, and I'm trying to figure out what will go well. I've got lots of scrolly things and things like that, but ultimately I decide to go with the floral chipboard. Now this is a big floral chipboard piece, and I am going to pop it up a little bit, and that's just because, you got to make sure that the things that you are putting on top of your layout aren't going to end up slanting or tilting down, because you have height on some areas of your page and you don't have height on others. So that's all I'm doing right there. And I leave the center of the flowers in, and I'm doing that because I'm putting something there. I'm not sure if it is going to be not an eyelet, oh my goodness, a brad or a little enamel dot, or what is going in the center there, but something. So I grab the two little flowers over on this side, and I cut off that weird tail that poor little flower had, and then glue it down here on the left. Now, I am using Nuvo Deluxe adhesive underneath of these bad boys because they really will stick well with that Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. It is my favorite liquid glue by far. It dries clear, and it just it's just my favorite glue. Like, it really sticks. And that's what you want out of glue, right? Like, you want it to stick. So I grab my silver sparkly sequins and I go ahead and do a little dollop of glue in the center of the flowers. And then my sequins will be able to stick to that quite well. If I punched the center of those flowers out, it would have been, I still would have been able to glue those little sequins down, but I don't have to worry about, is it going to fall into the hole? Do I have enough glue on the edge of the hole? Like, I don't have to worry about that whatsoever. I just pop that sequin right down on that flower. So I also add some sequins a little bit around the page as well, just for a little tiny more shining, shimmering, splendid. Now, I thought that these black and white letter stickers that you saw really briefly right there were going to be perfect for this layout because I've got lots of black and white going on, right? Like, you would think that those letter stickers would be great. But I really did not like the way that they looked on top of the pattern papers. So I decided to go for these silver sparkly thickers. And I'm going to spell out the word countdown because on the front of the Haunted Mansion, it says there's like a clock and a countdown to days until Christmas, just like in the Nightmare Before Christmas movie. Now, if you don't know about the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland between Halloween and Christmas season, then you're missing out. So every year, well, except this year, because, closed, thanks COVID, they transform the Haunted Mansion into Haunted Mansion Holiday, and the characters of Nightmare Before Christmas take it over. And it is awesome, you guys. It is such a fun experience. I am a huge Haunted Mansion fan. Like, I love it. I even collect a little bit of Haunted Mansion things. Not like my Disney trash cans, but, some special things. And I was like, I can't believe this. I can't believe that they actually do this. I'm so offended, blah, 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 ran my mouth, like I do. And then when, we actually experienced it, it was like, wow, they did this really well. Like, it just is a fun time. It is a fun time in the Haunted Mansion. So if you ever get the opportunity to get to Disneyland in the fall and early winter, between Halloween and the Christmas season, you should get yourself down there and check out Haunted Mansion Holiday because it's cool, guys. It's wicked cool. So I am using these Teresa Collins letter stickers, and they're old. Let's see if it has a date. Yes, 2014. So they're old. But still lots of letters left. I'm actually getting ready to run out of the S's, so that's a little bit concerning. I've only got a page and a half that have S's on it still. Always concerning when your name starts with an S. So it does say Haunted Christmas Countdown. And then I decided to add a couple more sequins up here just to bring that sparkle up. And that is going to do it. There it is, you guys, the final sketchy layout for Follow a Sketch February. Thank you so much for joining me through this series. If you've been playing along in the Scrapping Reflections Facebook group, thank you. It has been amazing. Don't go anywhere yet. We still have more sketches. Thanks one more time, you guys, and I will see you again real soon for another video.